This is the story of former United States President Barack Obama's very interesting life. Barack Obama, born on August 4, 1961, at Kapiolani Medical Center in Honolulu, Hawaii, holds the distinction of being the only U.S. president born outside the contiguous 48 states. Born to an American mother, Ann Dunham, with diverse European ancestry, and a Kenyan father, Barack Obama Sr., who belonged to the Luo ethnic group, Obama's heritage reflects a blend of cultures. His parents met at the University of Hawaii at Manoa, marrying 6 months before his birth. Following his parents' divorce in 1964, Obama Sr. returned to Kenya and eventually passed away in 1982. The former president spent his early childhood in Seattle after moving from Hawaii in late August 1961. Recounting his multiracial heritage, Obama described the challenges he faced as a young adult. His mother later married Lolo Suetoro, an Indonesian, and the family lived in Indonesia from 1967 onwards. The complex narrative of Obama's upbringing weaves together diverse cultural influences, reflecting the intricacies of his identity. At the age of 6, Barack Obama and his mother moved to Indonesia to join his stepfather. During his 4 years in Jakarta, he attended local Indonesian language schools, becoming fluent in the language. His stepfather played a crucial role in teaching him resilience and providing a pragmatic understanding of the world. In 1971, Obama returned to Honolulu, living with his maternal grandparents and attending Punahou School with a scholarship until his high school graduation in 1979. He retained the nickname Barry throughout high school, discarding it after a visit to Kenya in 1980. Despite spending 3 years in Hawaii with his mother and half-sister, Maya Sotoro, from 1972 to 1975, Obama chose to remain in Hawaii when they returned to Indonesia in 1975. His mother, who spent most of the next 2 decades in Indonesia, earned a PhD degree in 1992, but sadly passed away in 1995 in Hawaii. Reflecting on his years in Honolulu, Obama emphasized the opportunities Hawaii offered to experience diverse cultures, shaping his worldview and influencing his core values. He also candidly discussed his teenage use of alcohol, marijuana, and cocaine as a means to grapple with questions of identity, emphasizing his journey of self-discovery during those formative years. After graduating from high school in 1979, Obama moved to Los Angeles to attend Occidental College on a full scholarship. In February 1981, Obama made his first public speech, calling for Occidental to participate in the disinvestment from South Africa in response to that nation's policy of apartheid. In mid-1981, Obama traveled to Indonesia to visit his mother and half-sister Maya, and visited the families of college friends in Pakistan for 3 weeks. Later in 1981, he transferred to Columbia University in New York City as a junior, where he majored in political science with a specialty in international relations and in English literature, and lived off campus on West 109th Street. He graduated with a Bachelor of Arts degree in 1983 and a 3.7 GPA. After graduating, Obama worked for about a year at the Business International Corporation, where he was a financial researcher and writer. Then as a project coordinator for the New York Public Interest Research Group on the City College of New York campus for 3 months in 1985. 2 years after graduating from Columbia, Obama moved from New York to Chicago when he was hired as director of the Developing Communities Project, a faith-based community organization originally comprising 8 Catholic parishes in Roseland, West Pullman, and Riverdale on Chicago's South Side. He worked there as a community organizer from June 1985 to May 1988. He helped set up a job training program, a college preparatory tutoring program, and a tenants' rights organization in Altgeld Gardens. Obama also worked as a consultant and instructor for the Gamaliel Foundation, a community organizing institute. In mid-1988, he traveled for the first time in Europe for 3 weeks, and then for 5 weeks in Kenya, where he met many of his paternal relatives for the first time. Despite being offered a full scholarship to Northwestern University School of Law, Obama enrolled at Harvard Law School in the fall of 1988. Living in nearby Somerville, Massachusetts, he was selected as an editor of the Harvard Law Review at the end of his first year, president of the journal in his second year, and research assistant to the constitutional scholar Lawrence Tribe while at Harvard. During his summers, he returned to Chicago, where he worked as a summer associate at the law firms of Sidley Austin in 1989 and Hopkins and Sutter in 1990. Obama's election as the first black president of the Harvard Law Review gained national media attention and led to a publishing contract in advance for a book about race relations, which evolved into a personal memoir. The manuscript was published in mid-1995 as Dreams from My Father. Obama graduated from Harvard Law in 1991 with a Juris Doctor magna cum laude. In 1991, Obama accepted a 2-year position as visiting law and government fellow at the University of Chicago Law School to work on his first book. He then taught constitutional law at the University of Chicago Law School for 12 years, first as a lecturer from 1992 to 1996, and then as a senior lecturer from 1996 to 2004. From April to October 1992, Obama directed Illinois' Project Vote, a voter registration campaign with 10 staffers and 700 volunteer registrars. It achieved its goal of registering 150,000 of 400,000 unregistered African Americans in the state, leading Crain's Chicago business to name Obama to its 1993 list of 40 under 40 powers to be. Barack Obama's family and personal life showcase a diverse and extended family, often likened to a mini United Nations. Raised with his half-sister Maya Swatoro Ung and 7 half-siblings from his Kenyan father's family, Obama's background spans various cultures. His mother, Madeline Dunham, passed away in 2008, just before his election. The former president also has Irish roots, meeting his Irish cousins in Moneygall in 2011. In his book Dreams from My Father, he explores his mother's family history, linking it to possible Native American ancestors and distant relatives of Jefferson Davis, the President of the Confederate States of America. In 1989, he met Michelle Robinson at Sidley Austin, and after initial rejections, they began dating, got engaged in 1991, and married on October 3, 1992. Michelle Obama gave birth to their daughters, Malia Ann in 1998 and Natasha, Sasha, in 2001. The family had 2 Portuguese water dogs, Bo and Sonny, with Bo passing away in 2021. Obama, a supporter of the Chicago White Sox, Chicago Bears, and Pittsburgh Steelers in his youth, has also engaged in sports like basketball. Over the years, financial success allowed the Obamas to move to a new residence, and by 2012, Obama's net worth was estimated to be as much as $10 million. If you are enjoying the video, please take a moment to click that like button. If you feel like this video will help you learn English, please subscribe to our channel to let us know you want more great Learn English from Story videos. Before politics, Barack Obama had a brief legal career. Barack Obama joined the law firm Davis, Minor, Barnhill and Galland, specializing in civil rights litigation and neighborhood economic development. He served as an associate from 1993 to 1996 and as of counsel from 1996 to 2004. Additionally, from 1994 to 2002, Obama held positions on the boards of directors of the Woods Fund of Chicago, the Joyce Foundation, and the Chicago Annenberg Challenge, where he served from 1995 to 2002, including as the founding president and chairman of the board from 1995 to 1999. Notably, Obama's law license became inactive in 2007. Barack Obama's legislative career began in Illinois. Barack Obama entered the Illinois Senate in 1996, succeeding Democratic State Senator Alice Palmer in Illinois' 13th District. Representing Chicago's South Side neighborhoods, he secured bipartisan support for impactful legislation, focusing on ethics and healthcare reform. Obama sponsored laws enhancing tax credits for low-income workers, negotiating welfare reform, and advocating for increased childcare subsidies. In 2001, as co-chair of the Bipartisan Joint Committee on Administrative Rules, he collaborated with Republican Governor Ryan on regulations addressing payday loans and predatory mortgages to prevent home foreclosures. Successfully re-elected in 1998 and 2002, Obama's political journey faced a setback in 2000 when he lost the Democratic primary for Illinois' 1st congressional district to incumbent Bobby Rush. In January 2003, he assumed the role of chairman for the Health and Human Services Committee as Democrats regained the majority. Obama played a pivotal role in passing bipartisan legislation monitoring racial profiling and making Illinois the first state to mandate videotaping of homicide interrogations. His active engagement with police organizations during the 2004 U.S. Senate campaign earned him recognition for enacting death penalty reforms. Following his election to the U.S. Senate, Obama resigned from the Illinois Senate in November 2004. In May 2002, Barack Obama initiated preparations for a 2004 U.S. Senate race by conducting a poll to assess his prospects, establishing a campaign committee and securing political media consultant David Axelrod. By August 2002, Obama formally announced his candidacy in January 2003. Early on, he opposed the 2003 Iraq War, actively participating in anti-war rallies and emphasizing the urgency to halt the conflict. The decisions of incumbent Peter Fitzgerald and predecessor Carol Moseley Braun to abstain from the election led to competitive Democratic and Republican primary contests. Obama's unexpected landslide victory in the March 2004 primary propelled him to national prominence, sparking speculation about a presidential future and prompting the reissue of his memoir, Dreams from My Father. delivering a well-received keynote address at the 2004 Democratic National Convention in July, further elevated his standing within the Democratic Party. Following the withdrawal of expected opponent Jack Ryan in June 2004, Alan Keyes accepted the Republican nomination. In the subsequent November 2004 general election, Obama secured a historic win with 70% of the vote, marking the largest margin of victory for a Senate candidate in Illinois history and gaining support across 92 of the state's 102 counties, even in traditionally challenging areas for Democrats. During his tenure as a U.S. Senator starting from January 3, 2005, Barack Obama played a prominent role in various legislative initiatives. He became the sole Senate member of the Congressional Black Caucus and introduced significant legislation, including the Lugar-Obama Initiative, which expanded the Nunn-Lugar Cooperative Threat Reduction concept to cover conventional weapons. Another notable initiative was the Federal Funding Accountability and Transparency Act of 2006, leading to the establishment of usaspending.gov, a web search engine for federal spending. In collaboration with Senators Tom Carper, Tom Coburn, and John McCain, Obama introduced the Strengthening Transparency and Accountability in Federal Spending Act of 2008. Additionally, he co-sponsored the Secure America and Orderly Immigration Act. Obama's legislative accomplishments included the Democratic Republic of the Congo Relief, Security, and Democracy Promotion Act, signed into law in December 2006, and a corporate jet provision to the Honest Leadership and Open Government Act in January 2007. His efforts also encompassed amendments to the Defense Authorization Act, sponsorship of the Iran Sanctions Enabling Act, and co-sponsorship of legislation to reduce nuclear terrorism risks. Obama's committee assignments covered foreign relations, environment and public works, veterans affairs, and later health, education, labor and pensions, homeland security, and governmental affairs. He resigned from the Senate on November 16, 2008, to focus on his transition to the presidency. On February 10, 2007, Barack Obama officially declared his candidacy for President of the United States at the old State Capitol building in Springfield, Illinois, a symbolic location where Abraham Lincoln delivered his famous House-divided speech in 1858. Throughout the Democratic Party presidential primaries, Obama and Senator Hillary Clinton emerged as the main contenders. Despite a closely contested race, Obama secured a lead and pledged delegates through effective long-range planning, fundraising, organizing in caucus states, and strategic delegate allocation. On June 2, 2008, Obama clinched the Democratic nomination, receiving Clinton's endorsement on June 7. He announced Delaware Senator Joe Biden as his vice presidential running mate on August 23, 2008. The Democratic National Convention saw support from the Clintons, and Obama's acceptance speech at Invesco Field garnered global attention. In the general election against Republican nominee John McCain, Obama won with 365 electoral votes to McCain's 173, becoming the first African-American president. His victory speech in Chicago's Grant Park marked a historic moment, and he transitioned from the U.S. Senate directly to the White House, joining a select group of senators who achieved this feat. On April 4, 2011, Barack Obama officially initiated his re-election campaign for the 2012 presidential election by filing election papers with the Federal Election Commission and releasing a video titled "It Begins With Us" on his website. As the incumbent president, Obama faced little opposition in the Democratic Party presidential primaries, securing the necessary 2,778 convention delegates to win the Democratic nomination on April 3, 2012. At the Democratic National Convention in Charlotte, North Carolina, Obama and Joe Biden were formally nominated as the Democratic Party candidates for president and vice president by former President Bill Clinton. Their main opponents in the general election were Republicans Mitt Romney and Representative Paul Ryan. On November 6, 2012, Obama won a decisive victory with 332 electoral votes, surpassing the required 270, and received 51.1% of the popular vote. This marked Obama as the first Democratic president since Franklin D. Roosevelt to secure the majority of the popular vote twice. Following his re-election, Obama addressed supporters at Chicago's McCormick Place, emphasizing a commitment to action and bipartisan collaboration. During Barack Obama's presidency from 2009 to 2017, he initiated significant actions and policies across various domains. In his first 100 days, Obama focused on military strategy, directing the U.S. military to plan troop withdrawal from Iraq and ordering the closure of Guantanamo Bay, though faced challenges in Congress preventing the latter. Domestically, Obama prioritized equal pay, signing the Lilly Ledbetter Fair Pay Act, and expanded healthcare coverage by reauthorizing the state children's health insurance program. Notable Supreme Court appointments included Sonia Sotomayor and Elena Kagan, marking historic milestones. Obama addressed women's issues through the creation of the White House Council on Women and Girls and initiated efforts to combat sexual assault on campuses. In the realm of immigration, he launched the Priority Enforcement Program. A shift in NASA's focus towards Mars missions was announced in 2010. Obama's response to the 2012 Aurora shooting and gun control efforts, particularly after the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting in 2013, reflected his commitment to addressing public safety and advocating for common-sense gun reform. Additionally, he extended surveillance programs, signed a Patriot Act renewal in 2011, and called for increased restrictions on the NSA to protect privacy. Obama's announcement on February 27, 2009, marked the plan to end combat operations in Iraq within 18 months, with a scheduled withdrawal of combat troops completed by August 2010, reducing troop levels from 142,000 to a transitional force of around 50,000 until the end of 2011. The last U.S. combat brigade exited Iraq on August 19, 2010, signaling a shift to counter-terrorism efforts and the training of Iraqi security forces. On August 31, 2010, Obama declared the end of the U.S. combat mission in Iraq. In June 2014, following the capture of Mosul by ISIL, Obama deployed 275 troops for support and security. In August 2014, after the Sinjar massacre, U.S. airstrikes against ISIL were ordered. By the end of 2014, 300 American ground troops were committed, increasing to 400 in early 2015. Coalition air forces, led by the U.S., conducted 44,000 sorties over the battlefield by July 2015. In his election campaign, Obama criticized the war in Iraq as a dangerous distraction and advocated shifting focus to Afghanistan, which he identified as the region most likely to launch an attack against the United States. Early in his presidency, Obama aimed to strengthen U.S. troop presence in Afghanistan, announcing a troop increase to 17,000 in February 2009 to address the deteriorating situation in the country. To implement counterinsurgency tactics, he replaced General David D. McKiernan with Lieutenant General Stanley A. McChrystal in May 2009. On December 1, 2009, Obama declared the deployment of an additional 30,000 troops and proposed troop withdrawals starting 18 months later, executed in July 2011. Following controversies, David Petraeus replaced McChrystal in June 2010. Obama pledged to reduce troop levels from 68,000 to 34,000 by February 2014 in February 2013. In October 2015, the White House announced a plan to maintain U.S. forces in Afghanistan indefinitely due to the escalating security situation. Barack Obama's post-presidential life has been marked by various notable activities. Following his presidency's conclusion in 2017, he moved to a rented house in Kalorama, Washington, D.C. In March 2017, the John F. Kennedy Presidential Library awarded him the Profile and Courage Award for his commitment to democratic ideals. Obama's first public appearance after leaving office was at a seminar in April 2017, where he encouraged a new generation to engage in politics. He actively participated in philanthropic efforts, collaborating with other former presidents to aid hurricane victims and hosting the inaugural summit of the Obama Foundation. In subsequent years, Obama delved into the entertainment industry, signing a deal with Netflix to produce docuseries, documentaries, and features under the production company Higher Ground Productions. Their first film, American Factory, won an Academy Award for Best Documentary Feature in 2020. Obama also ventured into podcasting, co-hosting Renegades Born in the USA with Bruce Springsteen. His memoir, A Promised Land, released in November 2020, received acclaim. Notably, in 2022, Obama opposed expanding the Supreme Court and continued his international engagements, including a speaking tour in Australia and involvement in Middle East affairs during the Israel-Hamas war in October 2023. The Barack Obama Presidential Center is Obama's planned presidential library. It will be hosted by the University of Chicago and located in Jackson Park on the south side of Chicago. If you enjoyed the video or found it informative, please like our video. If you think learning English through this story will help you improve your English, please subscribe to let us know to continue to bring you great videos. Thanks for watching.